friends. So in previous videos we have discussed certain fundamental aspects of our Indian polity. Okay, so the basic things what we have covered was what is government, means what does the government means. We have seen that it is divided into three parts. The basic parts of government we have seen in previous videos, that is your executives, working of executives, then your legislature and your independent judiciary. So if you want to look at means the fundamental aspects, you can refer to my previous videos. Okay, also we have covered fundamental rights and DPSP's difference. Okay, means you'll be most of you are aware of actually what is the fundamental right, but you don't know what are actually they meant for. Okay, if we ask you that what is fundamental rights, some people directly say that there are 6 types of fundamental rights, and these things are okay, but what we are concerned here, that what does they meant for. Okay, similarly we have seen also DPSP, and also we have dichotomized, we have make a proper difference. How does this fundamental rights and directive principles are different from each other in their nature. So these all things we have already seen. So now in today's video, if we move further, there are certain aspects related to our Indian Parliament. Okay, the Parliament of India. Then how does this Parliament work and what is this mean for? So this we'll discuss in today's video. So before discussing this Parliament, we'll have a review. We'll have a review that in previous videos also have discussed. See, this Parliament means India is having a system of parliamentary form of government. What does it mean? What is this parliamentary form of government mean? See, parliamentary form of government is simply we have taken this format of parliamentary form of government from Britain, Constitution of Britain. Okay, so we need to look after it, what is the parliamentary form of government and how it works. Okay, so see this, if we talk particularly about Government of India, how Government of India plays role in parliamentary form of government. So this parliament is basically divided in your 3 parts. One is your Lok Sabha, second is your Rajya Sabha, and third is your President. So these are the 3 things what are there in our Indian Parliament. So Indian Parliament comprises of these 3 parts. Now look at it, ki what are the things, what are the basic aspects behind this. So see, I'll give you a generalist idea. What is a behavior of a study when you make preparation for your civil services exams? N number of civil services are there for your states, either it is MPSC or your Maharashtra PSC or your Uttar Pradesh PSC, Rajasthan, any N number of PSCs are there. See, in any of the competitive exam, I must say, you need to have a approach of what and how. What is it? What does this parliament means and how it formulated? These are the similar aspects you need to focus in all of the subjects, not only Indian polity, not only Indian geography, your history. If you are even a technical guy, if you are if you belongs to a technical field, you belong to engineer, you belong to a doctor, or any of the MBAs and all of the fields are there. But if study approach is this, what and how, you'll be having a great success in your particular tasks that you are discussing about a particular thing. Okay, so now we'll come on our point. See, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and President are there. So actually what is this Lok Sabha, what is this Rajya Sabha, and what is this Parliament? Okay, so before discussing this scenario, I'll want to have a review that why in India we have a parliamentary form of government. Okay, why it's not presidential form of government. See, I'll let you before discussing this point, I'll take you to some important aspects. See, there are two types of government. One is your presidential and another is your parliamentary. Now, what is the difference between this presidential and what is this difference between parliamentary? See, all of us knows, okay, India, example of this parliamentary is India, and this presidential is your USA. Very common president of USA, Barack Obama and George W. Bush. There are numerous different presidents we have seen in USA. So USA you all must be knowing, okay. So they are having this presidential form of government. Now what is this India? This is parliamentary form of government. See, what is the difference between these two types of government? You should first, before starting your parliament, you should have a clear idea that why these both things, this president and your parliament, what does they mean and why we have obtained this structure of parliamentary form. See, now this concept, there is one important thing also I'll discuss here shortly, okay. You see this, see, there is one concept called as nominal head and another is your real head, okay. One is your nominal head and another is your real head. Now what is the difference between two? See, real head is having actual power. A person is real head if he is having actual power, okay. And nominal head is head who is having only your rubber stamp. What does this mean, rubber stamp? Rubber stamp means, now on the basis of these two things I am taking a short discussion. So the students who are watching this video, you just write down this concept in your copies and something like that. So what is this actual power and what is this rubber stamp? See, actual power, as you say, if you are not aware of parliamentary form of government in India also, but you take an imagination like president in India is the head of the government, okay. President of Prime Minister of India, Prime Minister, may make it clear, Prime Minister of India is your actually real head. Now all the decisions, all the important decisions related to any important stuff that is meant for the welfare of your country, welfare of your India. So who will take the decisions? Main decision and of top means body of taking decisions is Prime Minister of India, okay. He takes decision on behalf of representatives. He is the head of all the representatives. So what he does on behalf of all the citizens of India, he takes that important decisions, okay. But you see, the final approving authority of that particular decision is who? This is your nominal head. That is, in case of India, if you say, if we talk of India, who is there? Prime Minister is your real head who is taking decisions, but who is the signing authority? Your president. What does this rubber stamp means? Rubber stamp means signing authority, but actual brain as well as your actual concept as well as your actual decision are taken on the assent of Prime Minister in India. If he approves it, if he writes it, only the formal approval authority is your president in India. See, all the decisions, all the important government decisions are taken in India by cabinet, we say. cabinet ministry. The head of cabinet ministry is again your prime minister. Now this prime minister, so we can say he is the actual head. Now the signing authority means what are the words that are written on a list of paper. These are the decisions that are given by prime minister and his cabinet and his ministers, his representatives, his MLAs, his MPs. Okay, but now if he want to publish that particular decision in the government gazette, gazette is what? A important book of government of India in which particular right is particular note that is given by Indian government is written. It's just a gazette. So before that gazette is needs to be published in the press, gazetteer book, it should be thoroughly signed by president. So president is a rubber stamp in India. So he is what? He is a nominal head and he is the real head. So who is the mastermind behind all the decisions? Cabinet and your prime minister. And who is the signing authority? Who is the rubber stamp? Your nominal head, president in case of India. Okay. Now this particular thing, now you reverse this. If you reverse this, this is I have seen in this is I have shown in context of India. Now if you see this in context of USA, if you want to see this thing in context of USA, and similarly you write down this, your nominal head and your real head. Your nominal head and your real head. So who is the nominal head there? Prime minister in case of this USA, and your real head is your president. So this is the case. So yes, so therefore we call it as their presidential rule, where the actual power is of president and in this actual power is of PM. So in this case actual power is with your Prime Minister of India. Here actual power is with your president. Again nominal your president, and nominal you can say this another name is rubber stamp, and here also if we say nominal your PM. So these are the mandatory things what you should aware of these things. So why this presidential form of government? Because this is the he is the head, and similarly also our PM, in this case in parliamentary form of government the head of government is PM. Okay, he is directly elected, I can say directly elected by common citizens of India. Now who is this directly elected? Your PM, Prime Minister. Prime Minister of India is actually the direct elected member. Okay, now in this case who is directly elected? Who is directly elected? Your president. So these are the things, these are the system, you should be proper aware of it. So this was just a basic before starting this. Now when we'll be going to president, when we'll be going to this Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, so you'll be having more clear picture on the basis of these things. So clear? Now we'll directly come on our next point. our next point is now your Lok Sabha. We'll be starting with what is called as Lok Sabha. So I think this much is clear for you. So first, as a part of our parliament, we are discussing in detail, I must say, our Lok Sabha. Okay, the Lok Sabha we are discussing here. So now, what are the things, what are the aspects we need to study for our Lok Sabha? So this is the first, your Lok Sabha. Now, what is this Lok Sabha? Lok Sabha is actually a representation of people. Okay, another name of this Lok Sabha is lower house, or we can say this is House of Commons. House of Commons. Now this House of Commons word was given to us by British government. House of Commons. Now you see this Commons. What is this meaning of Commons? This Commons. What is this Commons? This Commons means common citizens. This Lok Sabha is representation of common citizens. Lok Sabha is what? Representation of common citizens of India. Now, what is this representation means? Like we the citizens of India, okay, we the common citizens of India, what we do? We cast vote to our PMs and CMs. So this we are studying about parliament. So we are discussing the central government, election of central government. So in this scenario, representatives, we cannot ultimately, we are nearly our 100 crores plus 100 crore plus is our population of India. So out of them, at least 80 to 90 crores of citizens are eligible for casting votes. Okay, so can this 80 crore or above 100 crore people will, how these people can demand for their rights, how their demands can be completed? These demands can be completed by means of these representatives. So what you do, if you as a common citizen, if you want to complete your demands, if you want your demands to be fulfilled by the government, what is the approach? See, so between this government and its citizens, between this government and this citizen, there is a body, representatives. Representatives. Now what are these representatives? If we talk about your central government, these are your MPs. These are your, if you talk about states, this is your MLAs, etc. These are your member of parliaments and these are members of legislative assemblies to whom you give vote, and combination of these MLAs and MPs will form this government. Is it clear? And they will fulfill the demands what are required by you. So ultimately, what is the number of MPs, member of parliaments in Lok Sabha? This is your 552. These are the total number of member of parliaments that are there in your Rajya Sabha. These are 552. So these 552 members will fulfill your demand, will fulfill the demands, means on behalf of these citizens, they will speak in Lok Sabha for fulfillment of your demands. This is entirely should be clear. Okay, so is it clear? I'll repeat again. 120 crore is, you can say, the proposed population of our country. So this much of Indians, they will elect their representatives, and these representatives will fulfill their demands. So there comes a definition of what? Democracy. Now what is this democracy? For the people, by the people. So this is how happens. Means you are voting to these representatives, and these representatives will fulfill your demands. So likewise, this is the thing. For the people, by the people. Okay, now you must be getting the point that how this democracy works. Means you are electing these representatives combiningly they will form this government, and this government will ultimately mean for common citizens of India.